This is my first devlog. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to be talking about the game that I've been working on for nearly a year now. It's a top-down fantasy action adventure game. I've always loved fantasy games, and ever since I was a kid I always wanted to make one. This started out as a learning project. I was using Unity and Playmaker to build my logic. I've never been very good with code, and I've always leaned more towards the artistic side of things. Originally, this was a project I was supposed to finish in a year, and I didn't presume it would be very long. I still don't presume it'll be very long, but it's grown a lot in scope, and I'm excited for where it's going. I've spent the last year developing a lot of the groundwork, such as figuring out how the enemies work, how the player works, how a lot of the different systems work, like what happens when you die, when do the enemies respawn, that kind of thing. And I'm finally getting around to a point where I've kind of got that nailed down. I spent a long time trying to figure out how to build the save system. That was way over my head, and I'm still revising it and getting it to a point where it actually works. It took me a long time to kind of get there, and I'm finally starting to. I'm getting there with that. I've probably rebuilt almost every system in this game, at least once. Like the enemies, the player, almost everything's been redone once. It's coming together now. It's far from tight. I'm sure there's plenty of glitches, and there probably will when this game is deemed finished. So I've got a few pigs that you fight. There's a tree man. There's a couple bandits. I'm working on dungeons and scene transitions. I wanted dungeons to be less puzzle based and more combat and action based. I like the idea of having obstacles you have to avoid, enemies you have to fight. That's what I'm all about. So the combat is going to be reactionary. The enemies telegraph their attacks clearly. I was never interested in games where you walk up to the enemy and just attack them until they die. I wanted to make the enemy's attacks clear and give the player time to get out of the way of them. So what I have in placement for the future are dungeons, um, deeper quests, deeper quest lines. Originally, I was going to kind of avoid a lot of the heavier story stuff, and it's still going to be pretty light, but I want to put just enough of that in there for the people who are looking for the story stuff to be entertained throughout, even though the main focus is on exploration and combat in this game. I'm also putting in, hopefully, a slightly more detailed story with a female character. Um, the core of the game is built around exploring and finding some ancient artifacts and kind of uncovering the lore behind the whole overall world. So those are the plans for the future, along with infinitely tweaking things to work properly. Um, and I will be doing more devlogs in the future. So if you are interested in this, please subscribe, and I'll be trying to upload at least once or twice a month. Hopefully more, but we'll see. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you around.